and how you became Purpleryta?
Uh, yes, with pleasure, if you can understand my bad English.
Ah, we can you perfect.
Or
Everyone
we can
loves.
talk in Italian. You
Sì,
talk English.
certo. A
Perché no?
continuare.
Perché no?
Perché?
So I'm based in Barolo. I
Okay.
always worked in wine communications, and I always painted. And at a certain point, when I was 40, I changed my life, and these two things matched. And so I started to paint with wine, and
Ah,
now I'm
okay.
the wine artist in Verona. Yeah. So I use wine to paint. It doesn't mean that I drink and I paint. It means that I use the wine as a color. So I
So,
pour the wine on the paper because I use the paper,
okay.
and I give another chance to life, to a longer life, to some wines. And in this way, pouring the wine on the paper, I communicate something new about wine, uh, something that probably sometimes we forget, and tourists and visitors forget, that wines contains culture. So exactly what you want to communicate with your project, Eat, Drink, Explore. Mangia,
Ah,
bevi,
okay.
esplora.
So, um, does that mean that you are actually using one of the finest wines in the world to paint?
Yes, it means exactly that.
Yes?
And it is a very nice color, but I also use I use Barolo, so but I also use Barbera, Dolcetto. I use the wines that I have around me, the wines from this part of Lange. But I'm curious and I try also other wines. First, I try drinking, and then I try painting.
Ah,
And
okay.
each wine has a different story. So you can, while you are painting, you are learning a different story from a different wine from a different territory. And then you can tell about this in your painting, in my painting, and the tourists, to the visitors. And then you can explain also the difference in colors because each wine has a different color.
Wow. So, yeah, every wine is a different color. So, I
You can
imagine
tell
you
from
can.
the glasses already, but you can see better on the paper.
Now, do your paintings age like fine wine? Do the colors change of your paintings over time?
A little bit, yes. They evolve, to
It
use the term of
evolves.
wine. They evolve like wines in the bottle, if you live there for many, many years. Also, the wines on the paper, my wine paintings, evolves a little bit. So are paintings that are always alive
Wow.
because are
So,
changing.
so you have someone's asking, can we see some of the paintings?
Oh, okay. If I can move my camera, we can make a small tour here around. Okay. I
Okay.
don't know if you see something.
Oh, that looks like a wine map.
This is the Barolo area.
Excellent. I recognize that.
Yes. Serralunga area, Monforte, Barolo, Novello, La Morra, Verduno, Castiglione Falletto, Grinzane. So all the area where is produced Barolo, the 11
Okay.
villages.
Okay. And then
Here
what?
you can
Wow,
see.
that's amazing. I noticed you have a theme of different women as well in your paintings.
Yes, because usually I start to paint from a wine spot, and then I
Okay.
decide what to paint. And the spot suggests me usually to paint women with hairstyle that is not so stylish, but is messier. Also
Now,
here you have something.
okay. And
Okay.
I noticed that when I was in your studio, I noticed that you paint many pop culture items as well.
Yes.
I noticed that,
What do you want?
perhaps those of you that like Star Wars or
Yes, or Star Trek, Mr. Spock here.
excellent.
And here there are some other more. You
Wow.
can see the difference in colors.
Yes. Yes, we can.
Okay. You can see longer ears here
Mm-hmm.
with the castles. You can see this girl.
So, so what I was going to ask is, how did you become Purpleryta? Like, what is the I understand you're always in purple and it's a certain motif, if you will, but is there a history, a
It's,
story behind you
it's
became the
my
artist?
favorite. It's my favorite color, and it's the color of wine, of course. So I always say that the purpleness that was inside me became outside now. and
Ah, okay. The purpleness that was
uh,
inside is now
now
out
it's
for the whole
outside.
world to see.
Yeah. So I started to be Purpleryta when I stopped to paint just for me, and I started to paint for other people.
Ah,
So
okay.
I transformed what was a passion in
Into your life's work.
yeah, yes, now it's my life. So I completely changed my life.
That's a really inspiring and trendsetting story because there's other people that paint with wine, but not that many, and certainly none that have branded themselves or and maybe as passionate as the Purple Rita. Not as many as passionate per se. So
Thank you.
that being said, tell me a little bit about what it's like to live, but also be inspired in the Langhe, in Barolo, and where you find your inspiration. Uh, you know, what is that like? Because you're surrounded by wine. The Langhe is one of
I'm
the wine, if not
literally
the best wine
surrounded.
region in the world. It's a mecca for wine.
Yeah, I'm literally surrounded by wine, and I can find the inspiration everywhere. You feel that there is a good energy here around. If
Hmm.
you come in the Lange area, you already came many times, you can feel this energy. And this energy becomes from the nature, from the history that we have, from the tradition, from the people that lives here, and also from the people that comes to visit us. So there
Wow.
is all this connection. When all comes together, the energy is very high. So you can imagine that it is in this 2020 we had low energy.
Low energy,
Because
but you.
we missed an element. You.
Well, I mean, I was in Barolo.
You, yes, but all the others.
Okay, the
All the
people
others,
that the tourists that normally come,
yes, all the other visitors, yes.
and I imagine that outside influence helps inspire everyone. Everyone feeds off the energy, and obviously,
Mhm.
it's great for the economy as well. So I know, Purple Rita, we have a class, coming up on January 25th. It's going to be a special community event
Mhm.
where you're going to be networking and painting with wine and showing people how they can paint with wine, or at least the way that you paint with wine. Is that
Yes,
true?
yes, yes, yes.
Excellent.
Because I always say that I'm not the only one. I was not the first to paint with wine, and I want to be the last. I would like that
You mean
many people.
you're not the alpha and the omega?
I'm the Y of Purple Reader.
The what? All right.
No, I mean, I would like that many people will try this experience because it's a true experience. You have to learn to understand how the wines act on the paper because you are used to drink it, so you don't see the wine as a color. So
And the
it's
other
another
thing is,
perspective.
I, I think I would struggle to do it. I don't think I would be any good at it because when I think about wine, I know over the years, I've had an opportunity to paint with you a couple times. Um, I'm not that good because wine is liquidy. It's not like paint where it's thick and viscous.
Yeah.
So you really need to know what you're doing, and really, you've told me before that you allow the spot to speak to you. Yes.
Yes, you have to follow the wine. It's the wine that says what you have to do. It's
Well, I
not
can
you.
understand and appreciate that because I've been following the wine my entire life.
In another way, in this case,
Oh, okay. All right. In another way.
in a new way for you. So there is another way to follow the wine.
Well, I'm excited to have an opportunity to introduce you to America. I know that your artwork is here in several states in America.
Yes.
Um, and also, if you could kind of tell people, I know, in Italy, you're kind of a big deal. So if you could kind of tell, I know, do you have some interesting projects you've done recently in Italy, perhaps with your wine? Is there any really
Uh,
interesting things you've done
some
besides the artwork that you in your studio and that people buy? Is there
Yes,
any other?
some of my painting uh, came back to the battle because I did labels.
Ah,
So
okay. So you designed wine labels of your painting.
yes, yes. Other paintings are in the wine museum in the castle of
Okay.
Barolo.
In
So
Barolo.
I'm pretty proud of this. Yes,
Okay.
and
That's an
and
amazing castle to be in a museum.
yes, and and then there are other projects for next year, but finger crossed. And
Okay. Well, when it's the right time and
you
you're ready to announce, please let.
you have to follow me.
Okay. All right. How can we follow you? What is your name?
My name on Facebook and on Instagram is Purpleryta, the name that you can see here. And
Okay.
I also have a website that you can reach with www.winepainting.com or purpleryta.it.
Okay. Excellent. Well, winepainting.com. That's pretty easy to remember.
Yeah.
Well, I, I'm really excited to learn more, and I know that everyone else that is going to attend will have a really great time as well. And it's going to be a kind of an exclusive event. Not as many people will be admitted. It will be a small exclusive group for those that first sign up.
It will
And
be like be here when I do my painting class here.
just like being at your studio in
Yes,
Barolo. So
yes,
you will be at the studio in Barolo.
of course.
Brava.
I will be
Well,
here
I'm
and we will paint together in my studio, virtually in my studio.
excellent. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, what are there any looking ahead to the future besides that? Are there any other projects I know that you can't talk about? We'll keep that one under wraps. We can't actually announce it yet. Thank you for sharing with me what it was. But is there anything else that you're motivated or inspired or looking ahead to the future? Obviously, COVID to be over, so tourists to come back. But anything else?
Yeah, I started to be like in a class interrogation. The answer. Oh my god! I
Okay. No, is there anything you're excited about for 2021?
I would that 2021 will start. This is the most exciting.
Okay. I think you, me, and the entire rest of the world is ready for 2020 to be over. So
Yeah.
really excited to see what 2021 is going